In this video, I will review the brand new release of the Blogo software for Mac. I have downloaded this trial software and I'm gonna take it for a spin. But first I have to apologize if I'm not pronouncing the name of the software correctly. It is spelled B-L-O-G-O, but I honestly do not know if I should pronounce it as blogo, blogo, or just plain and simple blogo. You may find that I switch between these names while I record this review. This is not the first time I've tried blogo and decided that it was not for me, but this time I think the product is a little bit different. Hi, my name is Henrik Gregersen and I am the owner of cleanpress.club. I have a few and I run a few WordPress websites, and I love and hate working with WordPress. WordPress, it's a great system for content creation. It's a joy to work with when it comes to creating content. But WordPress is also a system that can cause a lot of headaches when it comes to maintenance of the website. Especially if you have installed a lot of plugins. Plugins are great, but plugins can also be a pain to maintain. And plugins, they do drag your website performance down as well. I found that I ended up spending more time maintaining my websites than actually creating content for my websites. So I set out on a mission to clean my websites for troubles so I can get back to the joy of actually working with WordPress. And this is what my website, Clean Press Club, is all about. But what is this blogo software all about? Well, this software is actually a software that can help you with the content creation part of your WordPress blog. With blogo, you can create your content locally on your Mac, and then you can upload it to your WordPress website when it needs to go there. Sure, you can maintain your content in WordPress as well, because after all, this is exactly what WordPress excels in. But WordPress has a feature that is really great, but on the other hand, it has some issue as well. And that feature is called revisions. Whenever you write content in WordPress and you save it, WordPress creates a revision of your content. If you are like me and you go back and forth to your content several times, you will end up getting plenty of revisions for your content. Each revision is saved in the database. Now, don't get me wrong, this is actually very cool because you can always return to a previous saved state of your content. But there is actually a flip side to that coin. In all the years I've worked with WordPress, I have only ever needed the revision once. And that is the option to go back to a previous saved version because you've made a mistake. So most of this time, the revisions that is saved into the database is really unneeded data in the database. In fact, it may be necessary from time to time to remove old revisions from your database to keep your system clean. And yes, sure, there is a plugin that can do this for you. But then again, you'll end up with another plugin installed on your WordPress site, which need maintenance, which need backup, etc., updates, and so forth. Again, a great feature which I love in WordPress ends up forcing me to spend more time on maintenance than what I really want to do, and that is on creating content for my website. So if you're like me and you do a lot of content drafts, then this tool could actually be for you. Enough talk, let's look at the tool. I have installed the demo version of the tool and I have linked it with my website cleanpress.club. And I have also linked the tool with my Evernote account. And this is actually very cool because this means that I can create a draft in Evernote wherever I am, on my mobile phone, on my tablet, wherever. And then later I can finish working on that content in blogo. And finally, I can polish it when I want to publish it in WordPress. Linking of the accounts is straightforward. Blogo is very, very good at helping you linking your content, linking your accounts with WordPress and Evernote together. The layout of the screen is very nice and clean. On the top, you have the title of the post you're currently working on and the publish schedule in the upper right corner. Below the title, you have your content area, and this is where you write your post and drop in your images straight into the content. Below the content area, you can write the categories and the tags for your content. And at the very bottom, you find an information icon, and if you click on that, it'll show you how many words you have written and how long it will take for your reader to read your post. To the right, there is a small cogwheel and save locally or publish to your website buttons. If you click the cogwheel, a pop-up appears where you can select if you're writing a post or page. You can set your slug. You can activate comments and ping back on the post, and you can set your featured image on the post. That is, in fact, pretty sweet. On the left, there is a sidebar with a few icons. The one on the top will create a new post in blogo. The icon straight below that kind of looks like a burger, like the burger menu, which you often see these days in apps, etc. And that will display a list of your latest post, pages, draft, etc. Below this, you'll find an icon that looks like an eye, and if you click on that, you'll get a preview of your post before it's actually posted. Beneath this eye icon is a speech bubble, and this sends you to a comment section of the software. And yes, it is right, you can actually manage your comments right here from the blogo software. And that is pretty sweet as well. Although I have not yet activated comments on my blog, cleanpress.club, because I have not yet decided how I should manage comments on my blog. It's pretty new, my blog. Perhaps blogo has made that decision for me, and that is to go with standard comments and some sort of spam protection. I haven't quite decided yet. Sure, I'll make a few posts about this later on the club website if you're interested in see what I decide to end up with about choosing a right comment system for WordPress. If we look at the posts here, we'll see a few different icons. The exclamation mark is shown if the post has some kind of synchronize issue. I honestly do not know that for sure. The tick mark is shown for posts that have been published on your blog already. The pencil indicates that this post is saved as a draft in blogo, not on Evernote, not on your WordPress site. The paper with the folded corner illustrates a post that is actually saved on your blog, but it's saved as a draft on your WordPress site, and it's not published yet. The icon that looks kind of like a calculator illustrates a published page on your blog. And the elephant icon, the Evernote brand of course, shows that this is a post that only exists in Evernote. And yes, it's true. And this is actually a pretty cool feature. You can link your blogo software with your Evernote account. So all your drafts are saved to Evernote. And you can edit your posts in Evernote, and you can even create new posts in Evernote which is then synchronized back to blogo the next time you launch blogo. It's very cool. But unfortunately, that means that you have saved all your draft to Evernote and not to your blog. If you really want to save a draft to your website, you have to go to the settings of the software and deactivate the Save to Evernote. When you save now, you'll save it as a draft on your website. This is actually the biggest flaw I have found with this tool, because there is good reason if you want to save your draft to Evernote, but there's also good reason if you want to save it as a draft to your website. Because I believe there's more to blogging than just publishing your posts. You may have to insert links to your post, like links to your other content on your website. And this is not something blogo is good at. If you select some text and create a link in blogo, blogo will not show you your post on your website like WordPress would do. So you need to know the URL to whatever you want to link to. And if you use something like Yoast SEO and you want to tweak the settings for Yoast SEO as well, you need to be able to edit the post in WordPress before you publish it. So for me, the ideal workflow is actually to keep my brainstorm and drafts documents in Evernote, work on them in Evernote on my computer or my smartphone or my tablet, whatever, until I'm satisfied with it. Then I want to be able to turn off Evernote in blogo and create a draft on my website. Then I want to log in on my website in WordPress and do the final touch-up in WordPress admin. So my ideal way of working with content would be work with the draft in Evernote, then publish it as a draft document to WordPress, and then finish the work with the content in WordPress. It is not a good solution that I have to go and turn on and off the Evernote integration to be able to save my content as a draft to WordPress. If I don't use Evernote and I save as a draft on WordPress, all I do is create another revision of the content, and this is something I want to avoid. Now, I have talked, or actually I've created a support ticket with the developers and mentioned that it's not so cool that you're not able to save as draft to WordPress as well as saving as draft to Evernote. And I have been giving the promise that they'll actually add this as an option later on, and it will be released in a future update. But for now, this is not something that the software supports, and I have to turn off Evernote whenever I want to save the content as a draft to my website. But then again, this is a demo version of the software, and it is only the second time that I'm actually testing the blogo app. The first time I tried the app, I was not even able to save a draft to my website. And since this is very important to me, because I have to do the links and the excerpt and the SEO, I couldn't use the software. But now in version 2.2, it is able to handle draft or saving as draft to my website. But unfortunately not in the combination of saving draft to Evernote. So, honestly, I believe there are still room for improvement in this software. The link part could be improved, and the Evernote integration could be improved. And a simple thing as being able to organize your posts into visual categories in the post list could be improved as well. There are actually so many nice things in this app that I have decided that I will upgrade the trial version to the paid version. I've not mentioned images in this review, but blogo can handle images quite well. It crops the images to your preferred image size, and you can even do some simple retouch of the images from within the blogo app. My website, CleanPress Club, is held in black and white for simplicity and because I want the site to look clean. So most images I'm going to put on my website will have to be converted to black and white. And Blogo can handle this for me. There is another powerful feature which I'm not going to touch in this review, and that is the browser extension. You can actually install a free browser extension into your preferred web browser, and that makes it possible to quote and save video embeds directly from your browser to Blogo. And there is another feature which I honestly find kind of useless, and that is you can actually update your custom fields on your posts or pages, but you can't do it on custom post types. So for now, I won't be going deeper into that. All in all, I believe that this app, Blogo software, will actually improve my content creating workflow. And I believe that it will improve the way I handle images consistently on my post as well. And I hope that it will keep my revisions and database clean to save me from maintenance time on my websites. So I've decided that I will continue and purchase this software. And I'm going to create some sort of an unboxing video of how I set up this software and how I start to create content within the software. I will actually write a review article or post, which I'm going to post on CleanPress Club. And this is the first thing I'll do with this app. And I'm going to record it on video so you can get an honest feeling of how this software is to work with. This unboxing video will only be available on CleanPress Club. So it's going to be free to watch, of course, but you will not be able to see it on YouTube. So if you want to see this unboxing video, then head over to this URL and watch the video. If you're seeing this video here on YouTube, I'll put a clickable annotation so you can jump conveniently into the unboxing video on CleanPress Club. And if you want to learn more about how to keep your WordPress site clean and clutter-free from plugins, then please follow me on Twitter to get updates as I build the CleanPress Club for you. All you have to do is search for @CleanPress Club in your favorite Twitter client and then follow me. That's it for now. Bye bye.